Right, let's move to our next discussion. Now, there is another tale of death in Ikorodu, adding to the number of victims of serial killings carried out by the suspected Badoo cult group in that area.
Yeah, this time, 4 people were attacked in their sleep at Anibaba Road in Owode Oniri. One that this report contains images some of our viewers may find really disturbing.
Have been evacuated. These are trails of another deadly attack in the Ikorodu area of Lagos. But the crime scene here is a church, and the victims are worshippers, 2 women and 2 children. Frightened residents are speculating about the brutal murder carried out by a yet-to-be-identified criminal gang.
I think they had vigil all night. So while they were sleeping, others have gone to sleep, some slept, I don't know. So it was just this morning they just called me, and getting there I met them a pool of blood. I had to do the first aid, which is as in the first thing to just rescue them while they are still moving. They are not dead yet, so I had to rescue them. We took them to the nearby hospital. From there, we moved them to the general hospital.
I'm Badoo, so to operate.
The Badoo boys have a peculiar mode of operation. They use stones to smash their victim's head. You can see the traces left behind. The victims are left in a very gory state. This was definitely done by the Badoo cult.
Style is the same, the method, everything is the same. Smashing of people with big things like mortars and the rest, and blood flowing all over the place. So we saw them in pool of blood, and it's similar to what happened exactly.
Just about 10 meters away from the crime scene is this Celestial Church of Christ. The church was ransacked, but there were no casualties.
We were 3, we slept here. I slept at the middle.
Because there.
Yeah, exactly here.
Go.
Exactly here. This is where I lay my head on. And the phone is exactly like this here. It's a big phone, Samsung phone, big phone. Yeah. And one of my brothers slept here. So my colleague slept on this bed. He slept here.
Yeah.
So, and there was another phone here also. Yeah, on this speaker. So they took this one also here.
As residents were trying to understand the motive behind these strange killings, there was a spontaneous action that turned violent. A mob attacked a man suspected to belong to the Badoo cult group ravaging Ikorodu. The police succeeded in preventing jungle justice, but there is still anger on the streets, and even the innocent are not insulated against mob actions that could lead to needless death.
All right. It's really a disturbing report there. The family and friends of comedian Paul Chinedu, alias MC Think Twice, Sunday Awolabi and Shola, reportedly killed by the vigilance group in Ikorodu area of Lagos, have cried out that the 3 men were not members of Badoo, a dreaded cult group said to be operating in Ikorodu.
They spoke exclusively to TVC News in this special report.
Late Sunday at Odogoyon after they were apprehended by vigilantes along Oju Emeron Street. They were said to have been lynched and burnt, while the sports utility vehicle they drove in was also set ablaze. Will these ones get justice for these 3, or will this be another case of the Alu 4? It was an emotional interaction.
And he told
Esther is Paul's girlfriend, and Elizabeth, his younger sister. At some point in between the interviews, strength failed them.
He has been the pillar of my house.
It was difficult for Esther, Paul Chinedu's girlfriend, to come to terms with the reality that he was gone, since they were together some hours before he was killed.
Most people that went on hitting them, killing them, they don't even know what happened. They just saw people hitting people saying they're Badoo. They don't even know what happened.
Oluwasegun is a friend to the 2 mechanics that came to tow Paul's vehicle from Festac. and were killed alongside Paul.
I just got a call from my former boss from that TME company that Shola's wife just called him just now that he did not see Shola, that Shola just told her that he's going to Ikorodu to go and tow one vehicle. He and brother Sunday. I just called Shola's wife. Shola's wife now told me that they took one CRV, that they drove it down to Ikorodu. And I said, which CRV? Then I said they went to go and pick that CRV at Iyano Ejigbo. And I said, I've known the vehicle that it was Brother Femi's CRV.
However, they have one last request.
Fine, it's gone. But I just want you people to know that my brother is never a cultist.
Government should do something about it. If not, lots of innocent lives will be gone on this. His life is gone, but to protect the other innocent lives out there. So this, it can be your brother, it can be my brother someday. It can be you, it can be me. Government should help us on this.
To arrest that ballet, so that ballet, we fish out those vigilantes, that security that bring those guys to him. They should just fish out those elders so that the rest people will be out.
I think this is really taking another dimension now.
Totally.
Because when the issue of jungle justice is involved, we know the people are very angry one way or the other, but when they have to take the laws into their hands, it's taking the whole thing to another dimension.
Yes, indeed. Some commentators will tell you it is a tacit, a clear reflection of the fact that people have lost confidence in the administration of justice and, of course, the rule of law, and they're taking the laws into their own hands. And alas, this is what we have. Well, joining us via Skype is a security consultant, Seyi Adetayo. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Good morning.
I wonder what you make of this development where innocent Nigerians have lost their lives, all in the name of getting to the root of the Badoo problem.
Yes, that is the kind of problem that we'll begin to see, especially when people begin to panic. And like I said 2 days ago on this program, that it is important that the communities begin to develop some level of trust and confidence in the ability of the Nigerian police force to be able to address this issue. And for them to also understand that in bringing this thing to an end, they need to support the Nigerian police in doing this. And supporting them is not by engaging in jungle justice. By supporting them, it's in collaborating with the Nigerian police in terms of what area they will be useful in terms of providing additional level of security layer in their various communities. I made mention of the level of support or intervention that the traditional institution can make in a situation like this. Jungle justice, or the decision to carry out jungle justice, is not just sudden. This thing must have been discussed at different levels in every community, that henceforth anyone we catch, we are going to kill the person and or not hand them over. But the traditional institution has their own instrument, or they have their own way of changing this kind of decision in each community to say this is what we are going to do. We've been able to develop some level of interaction with the Nigerian police. Because of, with this, we'll be able to ensure that wherever we catch, we'll ensure that justice is done.
But exactly how do you envisage that the traditional institutions can intervene to actually stop this?
Each community has their own ballet, and ballet reports to the head of the traditional institution. For example, like the Oba of Ipeche or the Anyobure of Ikorodu land. So it is the community is structured within the traditional framework in such a way that they can pass information down. They have their trankra, they have CDs in which they also meet with the traditional institution in each community. They can hold extensive meetings in this regard and be able to pass across. In fact, they can also have, the police structure or hierarchy present at their meetings, and they hold, extensive discussions on how this can be done.
Yeah, but
I made mention of what happened in Ilorin in 2011. What we are experiencing now, similar thing happened in Ilorin. People could not go out because some guys are coming out in the night, at night with machete, and they are attacking people with cutlass. And when they, attack anyone, they don't need to kill the person. All they needed is the victim's blood to just touch the cutlass. And it was so serious at that particular point in time. Something was done at that time to put an end to this. And part of it is what they were able to discover that these people used to move around with Okada riders, or with Okada, and Okada riders carrying them to the locations of attack. And what they did was to place a ban on the movement of Okada within a particular period. And this ban was not only enforced by the police, it was enforced by the community. The Emir of Ilorin and his traditional institution ensures that each community put up a vigilante structure to ensure that no Okada movement was allowed within the curfew period. And you killing people before they are being handed over to the police would deny the police or the security institution hierarchy in obtaining valuable information.
All right, Shay, let's before we even get to that level of jungle justice issue, you were talking about the role of the traditional institutions. Now, if we see the way things operate right now, it seems like no one even looks to the traditional institution to say help in this regard. Everyone calls the police, everyone calls the vigilante, as the case may be. Do you think the traditional institution is still even relevant when it comes to all of this community development, community vigilance?
Like this, it is very, very much relevant. You'll be surprised that anytime they want to do Oro Festival, the whole Ikorodu is always very quiet. Always very empty within that.
But it didn't prevent the security.
They have a means of passing out this information.
But it didn't prevent, you mentioned Oro, but in all of this, it didn't prevent the Badoo from operating.
No, it will go a long way. Because when there is a curfew, just like, you see, in the days of our fathers, that is what they use Oro for. They use Oro to instill, sanity in the society. So there's nothing stopping now the traditional institution to now use the Oro celebration, Oro festival in a profitable manner now. To say now, going forward, between the hours of 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., that will not going to be Oro in every part of, Anyokuru of Ikorodu's territory. And say that, and what that implies is that if you are not within the cult, Oro cult, those that are permitted by the Oro cult, cult group, you cannot go out. A lot of people can now be incorporated into that, which will include the CDAs, the leaders of each particular communities or street that can, if they are not existent right now, can be established. And they will now form this. Because Oro is not something that is just, maybe that's something that came from heaven. It is still the same people in the community.
All right, let's talk about the implications of this jungle justice and what it means for us as a people, as a society. Where have we lost total confidence in the administration of justice and the rule of law, and we're permitting this to actually happen?
It is just lawlessness from the people. You discover that okay, let me give you an example. In those days, Shudi, when you see somebody being caught for pickpocketing, you discover that the people that will beat that thief are members of his gang, are same thieves like him, Shudi. And after beating him, they'll push him away. You discover that the people that are actually carrying these things out, some of them are also criminals. Probably criminals that will not even want the suspect to name names. And they will want to kill the person before the person begins to mention names of important people in the community, because they are aware of those that are behind all this. Something is so valid here is the fact that these people are not carrying out this because they want to steal. These are being carried out for ritual purpose. Because if you are killing people and you are not stealing their properties, and the only thing you are doing is to shed their blood, it means that what is valuable at that particular point in time is the blood. So, and now if you are shedding blood, and as we're hearing that they are using white handkerchief to clean up this blood, it means that this thing is being given to some people. Who are those people?
Yes.
You cannot get these people when you don't allow those that are trained to extract information to carry out their job by getting this information from them. Even if they are under oath, not to mention it. Things have been handled in the past that people that are under oath have been made to confess. The whatever oath will be, most times these oaths are not as valid as we think they are. And then the people will still confess and they will still leave. It's about getting them all the necessary assurance and the support and get them to mention the names until we unravel those behind it. Now, let me tell you what Jungle Justice will do. Jungle Justice will drive those people away from Ikorodu and they'll begin to spread to other parts of Lagos. And then the wider their area of coverage becomes, the more difficult it will be for us to be able to track them. That means that we'll start hearing of a case of similar such killing in Ikorodu, and tomorrow you hear in Ekpe, next tomorrow you hear it in Songo. How do you now want to? How do you spread your darkness?
All right, Shay. All right, Shay. How? Let me ask you this before we go. How more complicated is this issue now? When the police is trying to quell a cult group like Badoo, and then the issue of Jungle Justice, which can be seen as criminal, because when people lose their lives courtesy of Jungle Justice, it is something that shouldn't be condoned. So how more complicated will this situation will this create for the security agencies?
If you don't put an end to Jungle Justice, we're going to make it more complicated and it will be difficult for us to resolve. Badoo is not a cult group. There are cult groups that are using some boys to go and obtain this thing for them. Those ones are the cult group. But the guys that are going about, I don't think they are members of the cult. They are hungry guys, criminally minded, that are in need of 500,000, and they've seen a way of getting 500,000 by shedding some people's blood. And they recruit them, ask them, go and get this thing for me and bring it back. They will not know. Apart from the person handling them, they will not know the members of the cult group until they're able to lead the police to their handlers, and for the police to be able to pick up the handler, and the handler to now reveal those that are behind the scene, who will not be able to get to the root of this.
So now with the police now saying that everybody in Ikorodu should carry their IDs over this Badoo menace, is that a solution to this problem? Very quickly.
Well, it's not a solution per se, but at least it will help a lot in trying to pass the message across that, okay, we are here and we are putting measures in place. Two, it will aid ease of identification, especially those that have a strong and meaningful means of livelihood, to be able to, for ease of screening, so that some people don't say, police, like we'll be hearing now that police are just arresting people indiscriminately. Now, if you are working in a bank, you are a banker, and then you need to leave home very early and you are stopped, the fact that you're able to show your ID card and you can see, okay, you are a staff of First Bank, Sky Bank, that definitely can suggest that, okay, you may not be among those people. That will not entirely eliminate the possibility of you carrying such out, but at least it will help somehow to be able to give it some level of trust to say, okay, this person may not be.
Okay, Shay, let's leave it there for now. Thank you very much for talking to us on TVC Breakfast. Thank you.